Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's mykenyanpuff, and today I'm doing a review of a product that I mentioned that I had purchased a couple of months ago. Check out the previous video first if you haven't, so that you have a bit of an understanding when it comes to chemical exfoliants, that I don't have to repeat the explanations that I already did in the previous video. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Ordinary's lactic acid. Where is the product? Where are you at? Okay, here it is. And I ordered this off of Amazon, as I said, a couple of months ago. I brought it in via Kentex Cargo. I'll leave the link in the description box for those who want to order things online. So before I start the review, my skin type is combination, so slightly oily in the T-zone and then pretty dry the rest. I generally do not have problematic skin, but I do get little tiny whiteheads and rashes, more particularly on my forehead. Lactic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid, which is used for chemical exfoliation. As I mentioned in the previous video, lactic acid is derived from milk, and the really good thing about lactic acid is, well, being among the alpha hydroxy acids, it's great for evening out the skin tone, improving the texture. It helps with wrinkling, it helps with fine lines, mild hyperpigmentation. I really mentioned all these before, and it does help with a bit of brightening and hydration. And then also a pro when it comes to lactic acid, and one of the reasons why I chose it is lactic acid is a larger molecule than other AHAs like glycolic acid, which means that it doesn't penetrate as deep as glycolic acid, so it's less likely to cause irritation to the more sensitive layers of the skin. So it's a great mild alternative, and it's a great acid to start with if you're new to chemical exfoliation. Since I am new, this is the first chemical exfoliant I'm using, then I picked a low concentration, which is 5% as I've said, and then I picked lactic acid, and it also has hyaluronic acid added to it, which makes it even more hydrating. The second reason why I picked it is the price point. So generally acids, chemical exfoliants are pretty expensive, but the Ordinary, which if you haven't heard of it, I don't know, you've been living under a rock, but the Ordinary provides direct acids or just specific ingredients at a really affordable price. So getting something like this, which was around $11 or $12, is pretty decent. So I picked it also because of the price point. So I did my research, I went on their website, I looked at reviews, read a lot of them, watched a lot of videos before I picked this acid. If you're not new to chemical exfoliation, many of the reviews I saw is that this is too mild and barely did anything for people who have used chemical exfoliants before. So those who are trying another exfoliant say that the 10% is better for them. So as you can see, well, I'm more than halfway done with it. I started using it on March 4th. Actually, I noted all this down. So on March 4th at night, I did a patch test just here, like at my elbow, the skin over here, and then I also did a test behind the ear. So I only put a few drops, slept overnight, and checked the following day if there was any redness, any itching, any burns, any form of irritation. And when I found that there was no irritation, then the following day is when I started using it on my face. But when I started out, I decided to use it 3 times a week, and which is still what I'm doing now, so every other day. So I just cleanse my face and then put this on and then let it sink in a bit, and then now follow up with my moisturizer. So that's really been my routine. As I've said, it's every other night, and straight after cleansing. No toner, nothing. I just follow up with this and then apply my moisturizer and go to sleep. It's not, I don't rinse it out, I don't mix it into my moisturizer, which is also another thing they recommend. If you think your skin might be it's very sensitive and you want your skin to start slowly processing the acid, then they also advise you to take a few drops of the acid, then add it into your oil or your moisturizer, then apply it. But I would use it alone and then follow up with my moisturizer over it, because I didn't experience any irritation. The packaging is pretty simple. It's just a dropper. I don't mind it. It helps me to just regulate the amount, because you don't need a lot. A couple of drops is more than enough for the whole face. I do keep it, we store it in its box just in case exposure to sunlight has an effect on the product. So we keep it in its box since the glass bottle is transparent. I'm saying we because my sister also uses this product, so we've been sharing it, and that's why it's actually more than halfway done in 2 months. It has a very slight acidic scent. Very, very slight. Like anyone who's easily bothered by fragrance, well, I think the website says it's fragrance free, so you can hardly smell the product. It's extremely runny. As you can see, it's just dripping. It's dripped straight down. So it's extremely runny. Apparently, what I read online is it used to be gel-like in consistency, but customers complained about the ingredient that was actually making it that consistency. I think it was an irritant, so they got rid of that. I also read online that it used to have a scent, but they got rid of the fragrance, because again, many people have an issue with products with fragrance, especially when they use them on their skin. If your skin is sensitive, you want to avoid perfume and just any fragrance in your skincare products. How it feels on the skin, it's actually a bit tacky when you apply it. Like, it's slightly sticky when I apply to my face, but then it absorbs pretty fast into the skin, so I don't have a problem with it. Plus, I'm putting a moisturizer over it, and then it's night time and it's going to do its job anyway, so I personally don't have an issue with that. But I know that there are people who don't like when a product is tacky. So as I said, I've been using this product for over 2 months now, and the first thing I noticed, actually the following day, the day after I first used it, I think I'll have a picture of it, my skin looked brighter. Like, it just looked brighter, and not brighter like it made me lighter. I just had a glow, and that was pretty instant. It kind of surprised me that overnight I could see results instantly. Another thing I feel is, even though it's very mild and you might not even notice, my forehead is slightly darker than the rest of my face. Actually, my forehead and around my mouth are slightly darker, and I do feel like it's helped to even them out a bit compared to before. So the difference between my forehead and the rest of my face is not as significant as it was before. Another thing is that it's really improved the texture of my skin. So it just feels, you know, your skin can be nice and clear, but it doesn't feel pretty smooth. So my cheeks have never struggled with that smoothness, but my forehead and my chin are not very smooth, and even now they're not, but it has slightly improved the texture of my face. And along with that, it's really helped with those little tiny pimples that I usually get on my forehead. and it works pretty fast. So whenever I see like a sort of breakout of them, when I use the acid the next day, significantly reduced. So it's helped with those little bumps on my forehead, and I also get some on my chin as well. Another thing is my skin does feel slightly more hydrated than it used to be, because even before I think my skin was much drier. Like if I would I've tried this product alone, like I'll apply it alone and go to bed and wake up, and then I've also tried it with following up with a moisturizer, and both ways I wake up and my skin looks good. Like first thing in the morning, my skin looks slightly more plump and hydrated. So I'm not sure if it's the lactic acid or if it's the hyaluronic acid that's in the product, or the combination of the two. By the way, in case people don't know what hyaluronic acid is, I'm going to leave a link in the description box to explain. But hyaluronic acid is not a chemical exfoliant. It's not one of the AHAs. It is a hydrating ingredient. So it really has helped significantly. So I feel like my skin is moving more towards being normal, where it's not extremely dry or oily. Now, the con of this product, which is something I mentioned in my previous video, is when you're using chemical exfoliants, they make your skin more photosensitive. So even though I am wearing sunscreen every single day, I still feel like I got a tan. Like now I look orange slightly. So I feel like because of being more photosensitive, then I have a sort of tanned look to me. But I mean, it's not something that I mind, because my skin is well taken care of, and I am using the sunscreen religiously. I would definitely repurchase it because it works. It's mild enough. Like it has not irritated my skin or my sister's skin. It hasn't broken me out. It hasn't, like, the pros definitely outweigh the one con. In case I don't repurchase it, there's a chance I won't, but it's not because I don't like the product. It's because I want to test out different chemical exfoliants and figure out the one that my skin really likes. So don't come for me if you don't see me with a new bottle of the same acid. But it's really working well. I have seen true progress, and I told you guys, chemical exfoliation has really made the difference for me. My skin doesn't feel rough. My skin feels good. It looks hydrated. I have a glow, and I have to say that this contributed to that. That is the end of this video. That is my review for my first chemical exfoliant. And yeah, so have you tried out this product before, or have you tried any products from The Ordinary? Let me know how you like them in the comments. I'd also like to hear which exfoliants you're using, especially chemical exfoliants. I do hope this review was helpful, and always remember that your hair is your crown and your body is a temple. Embrace it, love it, and take care of it. God bless you all. Goodbye.